Whenever you think of towering footballers, people usually mention the obvious, such as Peter Crouch. But I want to talk about one man, Nikola Žigić. Standing at an incredible 2.02 metres or 6'7.5 inches, the Serbian striker became one of the most unique forwards of his generation. But his journey to the top was anything but straightforward. Born on September 25th, 1980 in Bačka Topola, then part of Yugoslavia, football was already in his blood. His father was also a footballer, while his mother played basketball, which was a fitting sport considering Nikola's extraordinary height. Interestingly though, Žigić didn't start out as a striker. He initially played as a centre-back, before realising he enjoyed scoring goals far more than stopping them. Both of his parents insisted that he finish school before taking football seriously, so he balanced his education while playing for his hometown club AIK Bačka Topola. This decision would pay off. Over 3 seasons in the Serbian 3rd division, Žigić scored an astonishing 68 goals in just 76 appearances. In 2001, military service then took him to the coastal town of Bar, which is in Montenegro, where he continued scoring for Mornar before short spells with Kolubara and Spartak Subotica. His performances finally caught the attention of Serbia's biggest club, Red Star Belgrade. Everything was about to change. Joining Red Star in 2003 was the breakthrough Žigić had been waiting for. At first, many doubted him, and a lot of critics claimed that someone as tall as him belonged on a basketball court, not a football pitch. Žigić would answer those critics in spectacular fashion. He would score a hat-trick in the UEFA Cup qualifying round against Moldovan side Nistru, and would go on to contribute a further 3 goals as Red Star beat Danish side Unsa 6-5 on aggregate. He would also go on to score twice in a 3-0 win in the Eternal Derby against Partizan, and he would celebrate by miming a basketball shot. He dominated defenders with his aerial ability and quickly became one of the most feared strikers in Serbian football. In his first full season, he finished as the league's top scorer with 18 goals. Red Star would win both the league title and domestic cup, while Žigić scored the winning goal in the cup final. He was also voted Serbia and Montenegro's Player of the Year. This success would continue over the next 2 seasons for Žigić, as another league and cup double followed, along with a second Player of the Year award. By the time he had left Red Star, he had scored an incredible 70 goals in 109 appearances for them. Then, Spain came calling. In 2006, Žigić would sign for Spanish club Racing Santander, where he would partner with the much smaller Pedro Munitis. The unlikely duo became one of La Liga's most entertaining strike partnerships. The fans would nickname them the Point Getters, because Racing almost always picked up points whenever the pair played together. Žigić would go on to score 11 goals in his debut campaign in Spain, including a memorable hat-trick against Athletic Bilbao. His form would earn him a move to one of Spain's biggest clubs, Valencia. Unfortunately for Žigić, things didn't go quite as planned. Injuries and fierce competition would limit his opportunities in the team, although he would help Valencia win the Copa del Rey in 2008. But regular football was hard to come by. So, a loan return to Racing Club Santander in 2009 would remind everyone of his quality, and he would go on to score 13 goals in only 19 league matches. A fantastic return for the striker. Despite the remarkable form, he would return to Valencia before another opportunity arrived. This time, in England. In the summer of 2010, Birmingham City signed Nikola Žigić for a fee of around £6 million. and Premier League defenders immediately discovered what made him so difficult to stop. He wasn't just tall, he was surprisingly skillful with the ball at his feet, and he had excellent movement for someone of his size. He would make his debut on the opening day of the season away at Sunderland, replacing Gary O'Connor in the 50th minute. He would come close to scoring from just outside the penalty area, which would inject a note of panic into the home team's defence, as Birmingham came back from 2-0 down to secure a draw. His first goal in a Birmingham shirt would come as they beat MK Dons 3-1 in the League Cup. He would score his first Premier League goal on the 16th of October, opening the scoring against Arsenal, heading home across from Keith Fahey, but Birmingham would go on to lose the game 2-1. Later that season, in a hostile League Cup quarter-final match against their local rivals Aston Villa, Žigić would have an apparently valid goal disallowed for offside against another player, and with the teams tied in the 86th minute, Žigić was about to be substituted when he produced a mishit deflected goal that would secure the win for Birmingham. Then he would produce one of the greatest moments in a Birmingham City shirt. In the League Cup final against Arsenal, Žigić headed Birmingham into the lead before helping create a dramatic late winner scored by Obafemi Martins. Against all the odds, Birmingham had won the League Cup, and it remains as one of the club's greatest achievements. Sadly, however, that same season also ended in relegation from the Premier League, and many thought Žigić would leave. Instead, he decided to stay. Despite Birmingham's financial struggles and his enormous wage, he honoured his contract and became an important figure in the Championship. His finest individual performance came in a 4-1 victory over Leeds United, where he would score all 4 of Birmingham's goals. Over the following seasons, he would remain a valuable leader for the young squad. And one of his final memorable moments came on the last year of the 2013-14 season. Birmingham were minutes away from relegation to League One, and Žigić would score to spark a comeback before his stoppage time header led directly to Paul Candace's dramatic equaliser, keeping the club in the Championship for another season. After leaving in 2014, he briefly returned later that season for one final spell, before saying goodbye to Birmingham for good. Internationally, Žigić represented both Serbia and Montenegro, then later Serbia following the country's separation. He made his senior debut in 2004, and across 7 years he earned himself 58 international caps and scored 20 goals. He would represent his country at 2 FIFA World Cups, one in Germany 2006 and South Africa 2010, and one of his greatest international moments came during the 2010 World Cup. Against Germany, Žigic's towering header created the only goal of the match as Serbia stunned one of football's giants with a famous 1-0 victory. Towards the end of his international career, he was even given the honour of captaining Serbia. Then, after leaving Birmingham for the second time in 2015, Žigić would quietly step away from professional football. His playing career would simply come to a close after more than 490 professional appearances and nearly 250 goals. Retirement suited Nikola Žigić. Rather than moving into coaching or punditry, he chose the quiet life with his family. Now living near Valencia in Spain, where he enjoyed some of the happiest years of his career. He would also start a football agent's business, using his experience to support the next generation of football players. Although he wasn't the flashiest or most famous footballer of his era, Žigić built a career that many professionals can only dream of. League titles, domestic cups, a League Cup triumph in England, World Cup appearances, and more than 240 career goals, as well as the respect of teammates and supporters wherever he played. His incredible height may have made him stand out, but it was his determination, intelligence, and goals that made Niko Žigić unforgettable. Thanks for watching.